So as you know, Cliff, one of the things that is just day in and day out a part of our diocesan life is people feeling called to holy orders. And as you know from your work, there is a priesthood that's in a sense kind of universal. You know, think of the priesthood of all believers. And then there's what we call holy orders. And as you know, in the Anglican world, that sometimes gets misinterpreted as in kind of hierarchical ways, or at least like one form of the priesthood is better, more valuable or something than the other. So how could you help us think about the people in the Diocese of C4SO who are maybe feeling the first little inklings to calling? How do they sort out, am I called to be kind of a lay priest, a lay person, or am I called to holy orders?
It starts with a person thinking, I've got a call, I've got a conviction, a passion, I'm excited about this. It starts there. Sometimes it starts with others saying, have you thought about this? Right. I see this in you. And I think whether it starts with one or the other, it needs both. That one person just kind of self-electing to that is not enough. Right. And others seeing it, but a person not seeing it themselves is not enough. So I think there's this kind of interplay, and both of those need to eventually come along. Ordination formalizes what's already happening informally. So if people are not actually doing ministry already, and it's not or they are and it's not fruitful, or there's not already kind of a practice to point to and say, here's kind of where I've tested this and it is fruitful, I would say to them, first, go back and jump into ministry and look for ways in your local church to take more and more responsibility on and test yourself out in ministry and invite others to speak into that and what they see as you're doing it. Because ordination is not aspirational. I hope that the preparation or the process will make me a minister. It really should be confirming what's already been true in the life of the person that's thinking about it. I think you get into then the question of what kind of ministry do you feel called to? If someone feels called especially to local church or chaplaincy kind of ministry, if they feel like this is a lifelong call, or this is a full-time vocational call, like this is what I would like my job to be, then it starts to open up the question of, well, that might be an ordained call. And to think of that call, at least to the priesthood, of being a priest leading a kingdom of priests. And I would love to see everybody conceive of it that way from the very beginning. The whole church is a priesthood, and we want to help people live into their priesthood. So our role is really equipping the saints who are priests themselves to live into that priesthood.